this video, we are going to design a prototype of carousel as an independent asset in Figma. So you can see I have created a circle here. We will design the component of carousel. And duplicated that circle within the circle. Now I am reducing the size of the inner circle and further I will change the color of the inner circle. So this is the layout of the carousel I am trying to design here, and I have centered the inner circle here. Select both the circles and form a frame out of it. Now I have created a rectangle that's passing through the center of these two circles and included that in the frame in which the circles are present. Now duplicate that rectangle and rotate it clockwise or anti-clockwise exactly 90 degrees. Now you have two rectangles here, and we will duplicate it again and rotate it diagonally. So now we have 8 different sections divided by these rectangles. Now we have to segregate these 8 sections, so we will select the entire creative on the board, and from the top we will click subtract selection. So you can see there are different sections created now. Our next step is where we will segregate all these 8 sections that we have created in the carousel. Selected the entire section and clicked Command E, and now you can see each section is converted into vector. So now we have to segregate each section, so we are selecting each section with the help of Shift and then Command X, Command V. So we will copy paste each section. So on the left hand side you can see these will start appearing as layers. I will quickly do it and come back. So we are quickly doing that, converting all the sections in independent layers, and you can see all the sections are appearing on the left hand side in the layer section. Now the next step is we have created a rectangle, a very thin rectangle that passes through the center of this wheel that we have created. Now this rectangle color needs to be changed so that we can segregate it from the main design. This is just to show the middle axis, and we will rotate the wheel so that one of the section is lying in the centermost point, and now we are done with this. Now the next process is to include these images, because this will be in the form of a carousel. So I have selected 8 images here to include in these each sections. So we are going to use the mask option. First we will switch off the visibility of this mid rectangle that we have created, and now one by one we will include these images. So you can use your stock image or the Figma stock image from anywhere. Since this is a demo, so I have taken the demo images, and one by one I will include all these images in these sections using the mask option. So either you can independently include these with the sections, but I'm using my layer. I love to work in the layer section, that helps me keep organized. So you can see I am putting each image on the top of the section. That will help me in masking. So you can see one image is masked already, and I'll quickly mask all the images and then I'll be back. Okay, so this looks a beautiful wheel carousel. So you can see all the images are placed, but now what we need to do is we need to align the images by rotating them. That is also a manual process, because if you see the carousel, all the images are there, but the images are not aligned properly. So we will quickly do that one by one with all the images. So this is how we need to do it. Rotate the image, select the image from the left hand side in the layer option so that the mask is not rotated. You can scale it and keep the visible part of the image that you want to showcase in the carousel. So similarly we will do it for all the images, and this is a manual process. Let's do it quickly and then come back. Since this is a carousel, a wheel with 8 images, so we will have to, what we'll do, the next step is we will create 8 duplicates of the same wheel that we have just created. Now each of these separate circles will indicate the starting carousel for the independent images. So we need to keep those images at the top center. So you can see on the screen I'm rotating all the images one by one, all the carousels. This is again a manual process. Let's do it quickly. So these are 6. I will create 2 more. After organizing all the carousels, we will select it together and create a component set from these, and we can name it as a spinner. Now let's move to the prototype part, where we have to link each independent image. Before we link through the prototype, we need to define each and every wheel, that is a carousel, into separate frames one by one. Let's do it quickly, and now move to prototype. I am trying to organize this present layout on the screen by giving different backgrounds to the frames. So I am defining white background and defining the carousel in the center of the frame, and let's do it quickly and then move to prototype and link each image with the respective carousel. Top right, move to prototype tab from the design tab and link each of the images one by one with the frame of the respective carousel. That is again a manual process. We will do it for all the images, for all the carousel, one by one. Let's do it quickly and come back. So this is how a beautiful network of the link in the prototype appears when we are completed with all the linking of this carousel, and you can see it appearing, it is appearing in the left hand side under the asset option. So now let's create a separate page, create the mobile frame. So I have taken iPhone Max 14 and 15 Pro, and then move to asset. So this is the mobile frame, and I will drag in the component that the asset that I have created, and further we will do a prototype checking if the linking is done correctly. So we have run the prototype, and now when you click on, you can see all the images are changing. Now further what we have to do is, what I am planning to do is to define a mobile application with this carousel as a portfolio page. So let's move on to that part. Quickly give a title to the page, something like portfolio section or portfolio page, and then work on the text size, give few different buttons and number them so that we can distinguish it. So now select one of them, and let's define the gallery of one of the buttons with different images. Let's give it a name ABCD to start with. Reduce the size of the text, and then now what I'm planning to do is to create a separate carousel here, because I'm planning to do is that we will create 6 different screens, 6 or 8 different screens, where we can use these carousels as clickable. So once we'll click on one image, the screen will change completely. So you can see I have included one image and defined the edges of it, and then further there is a profile image that is just a dummy image I have taken from online. You can select from anywhere, or you can select it from the Figma library. So I'm using the masking option. I really love the masking option of Figma. So I have taken a circle as the shape of the portfolio image. So at present I am using the same asset of carousel here on the screen of the frame, mobile frame. I'm working on the top part of it. Now move to that asset, and what I'm planning to do now is to increase the height of the independent images so that it can be considered as the active frame. So in all of it, I am increasing the height of that particular section of each and every independent image of the carousel. Let's do a little tweaking here and there for the top icons that I have included. I thought it should be given grayish color so that it should look a little subdued. So I'm trying different colors here, and then let's work on the text a little and move on to the prototype testing part. So you can see as I click on, but now what is happening is the screen is not changing. So now further my plan is to change the screen at the top side where the image also changes. So let's work on that. create the duplicate frame. Now change the image. So first one is the blue image. Now second one is, let's check in the gallery, and the second image is this one. So we will go there and change the dimensions that almost matches with the first image. You can change it from the top right and change the curve. So curve is 18 here, and we will maintain the dimensions of the curve. Now we need to change the profile tab. So this is the first step I'm doing, and then later on we'll move on to changing all the profile tabs. So this is just a dummy image I have taken, and quickly let's work on it and use the masking option, changing at the top navigation part, and we are done. You can adjust it by selecting the image from the layer on the left hand side. After doing the adjustments of the alignments, you can change the name to screen 1, screen 2. It's really helpful in organizing all the screens when you are working on more than 1 or 2 screens, to name it so that you can recognize it in the layer. So now I have moved to the prototype section and linked these 2 images. So linked, and after that let's run the prototype. Now what is happening here is you click on the image and the image changes, but the carousel is not moving, right? So we have to work on that and include that as the part of the design. Let's work on that. So let's move to the carousel asset screen, and I will pick up this design part, the frame, one frame. I'll copy it and then move to our screen, main screen, the page from the top left, and remove the asset part that I have placed here. You can simply select and delete it, and then copy paste that I have copied it from the asset. This is just the image part, and then I'll replicate the same in the next frame. So what I've done is I went to the asset part from where I had created the component of the carousel, and I copied one of the asset and pasted it here, because I want the carousel also to move like a wheel when I'm clicking on the image, so along with the screen. So I'm using these independent carousels here, and then we will replicate these in 6 or 8 different screens and then link them one by one. Screen, you can see I have rotated it and increased the height of the respective image like in the first, and then using the prototype I am connecting the first to the second screen and the second screen to the first one, so the respective image will click on the respective screen. Now move on to the prototype testing. Now when we click on the image, the carousel is also moving. We will define a little animation later on. So now my plan is to create different screens in order to reflect it. So now let's increase it a little faster, place all the portfolio images, mask it one by one. All the portfolio images, these all are reference images. I'm again saying that this is a training video, so I have used the reference images and then placed it. Now we have got different screens here, so I'm only creating 6 different screens. We can create 8 different screens also. Now I'm changing the images one by one and then rotating the carousel, increasing the height of the respective image from the carousel. And since this is a manual process, I need to identify with the alignment and the dimension of the images that I'm using. And now you can see we are almost done with 6 of the images. Okay, and this is the final image. So a little adjustment with the height and other stuffs. So I'm giving the dummy names. So now under the prototype option from the top right, I am connecting each and every image with the respective screens. You will see a web of navigation links that appears like noodles, and then I am giving a little animation option. So I really like the bounce option. We can change it later also. This is just for the demo, and I'm changing the title color also a little because black looked a little harsh. Okay, a little adjustment with the alignments and other stuffs, and let's run the prototype. You click on it and the carousel is moving, and you can see the top image is also moving. This is just a dummy. We can include a lot of other UX design patterns that I will try to do and then share the video of the same. I hope you enjoyed working on that.